Hello, I'm FJXToyCat, and I'm not the sort of person who usually tries to gatekeep in any community. I don't like to say, well, you don't do X, and other people do X, therefore you're not cool like them. But what I do find fascinating is when it comes to Minecraft, it's a game that is 10 years old now, and a lot of people who have been playing Minecraft have played for a significant portion of those 10 years, but yet at the same time, millions of people are buying the game every month and playing it for the very first time, and it's really interesting to see the difference between the Minecraft veterans, the people who've been playing for a really long time, and the people who have very recently picked up the game. And I think it'd be kind of interesting to talk about what the differences are and how you see the game, how you think about the game, what makes you a Minecraft veteran and what makes you not a veteran, so you can either spot these differences enough people, or so you can just feel good and be like, yeah, I do these things. I remember when things used to be different. But either way, I hope you do all enjoy this video. Let's dive into the first big difference in how people see the game, because when it comes to beds, they've been dyeable since 1.11. If you don't know, you can change the color of beds now, either by making them from a different color of wool or by dyeing them. However, people who have been playing Minecraft a really long time have a deep emotional connection to this bed right here. And that's because this used to be the only color of Minecraft bed. If you made a bed from one piece of white wool, a gray wool, and a green wool, you would get a red bed, and there's no logic in that. But for years and years, from the bed's introduction all the way back in beta Minecraft, which, fun fact, was the first feature that was added after I started playing the game, all the way until the World of Color update, there was only the red bed, and because of that, there's just this special connection of like, oh, this bed keeps you safe. This is the bed that brings peace and salvation to the world, or at least to your world. And yeah, it's something that a lot of people, myself included, have that connection to. But in case you don't, you might have a connection to the classic crafting grid instead. So on Java, this is still the only way to craft for the most part, besides using the recipe book. It's how most people craft over there. But on Bedrock and on console, there are different crafting systems because they evolved from touchscreens and from controllers respectively. However, interestingly enough, you can use the classic crafting grid either by using menu options or by just directly crafting in there. And if you're the sort of player who, even when you play Bedrock, which is the biggest version of the game, or when you play console, you have to use that grid because you love the satisfaction in making a physical pickaxe and then having it appear. That's the way you can tell someone who's been playing Minecraft for a really long time, because they played the game back in a time where you had to remember every single recipe or look it up on the Minecraft wiki first. There used to be no tutorial, no in-game help. It was just like, go off, do your own thing. And that's crazy that, again, the game that has become the most successful game of all time started in a way where it was just like, do your own thing. If you die, I don't care. And I think that's fascinating. What I also find fascinating, though, is the fact that the height limit in Minecraft currently is 256 blocks, and it feels like it's still kind of low for a lot of builds where you're just like, oh, there's a height limit up there. Even though the Minecraft world goes up to 512, and technically it goes higher than that, even though the world is really, really tall, you can only build up to 256 blocks, but you used to only be able to build up to 128. If you remember the old height limit, and you even think of it as the default sometimes, you think to yourself like, oh, I can't build too high, I'll hit the height limit.
No one can tell you what you can or cannot do.
Which used to be so low, again, especially for a game where the only limit is meant to be your imagination. So we're gonna go from feeling good and remembering the past to having a little bit of a sad moment, because do you remember this guy? This guy right here is one of the most useless things that Minecraft has ever added. It was useful for one tiny point in Minecraft's history way back when, but it does still exist in Minecraft Console Edition and Minecraft Java. It's not used very often, but if you missed this guy, make sure you put an F in the chat. Also, let's have an F in chat for the rose, right? Like, you know, a lot of people remember when it used to be called the rose, when it used to be very slightly different to how it is right now. Let's put some roses on the grave of the minecart furnace, and let's all just have a moment to mourn. So Minecraft is a game where you can do anything. The only limit is your imagination. No one can tell you what you can and cannot do, as we've proven many times before on this channel. But one of the things that used to be crazy is the creative menu used to fit on one screen. The creative menu right now requires you to have this huge memory of like, oh, is this under that category or that category? On Java, there are 10 separate tabs where they multiple, you know, like pages worth of items. It's very hard to find what you want sometimes without searching for it. And this is something that has only really become a bigger and bigger issue because of how many items Minecraft adds. Back in the day, the creative menu looked like this. It was all on one screen. If you wanted something, you could see it right there. It was physically in front of your eyes at all time. And now if you go and see all of the items on one screen, which you can do using the search tab, there are this many different unique items. In fact, Minecraft Bedrock only has 4 categories. It had to add subcategories because there were just too many items to reasonably find. That is the insanity of how many items Minecraft has now. And yeah, maybe you remember back when Minecraft had way fewer creativity options, because I find it interesting. We have literally, like many millions, if not billions times more options of things to build now, but the evolution of Minecraft building doesn't necessarily involve, the new blocks when they're just whole new blocks, like concrete. What did that add to the game? At least for people's builds, a lot of people made some nicely colored builds, but the things that seem to add new creativity and new, like, brand new building styles altogether are when they add brand new partial blocks to the game, which they're very hesitant to do. So there's this interesting thing where we have so many new blocks, but a lot of people, the people who love making the most creative things possible, only like when we have new block shapes altogether, because that's the thing that actually allows them to make different, size structures or different shaped or different, kind of forms for their builds. And yeah, fun little fact to do with Minecraft. Just take a little side note before we remember the fact that Minecraft had the world's first popular battle royale. If you remember the Hunger Games, which was one of the biggest things on YouTube back in the day, it was the big thing to do. You would play battle royale, admittedly with only like 16 to 20 people, but there were items around the map that you had to find. The better your items, the more you could kill other people, and then, there was a circle, which would often get smaller and smaller, leading towards the end. It is crazy the fact that Minecraft Hunger Games, which, if you remember back when it was called Hunger Games, because nowadays it's always called Survival Games for copyright reasons, because the Hunger Games is a book, and at first it was like, oh yeah, we'll name it after the book, but after servers started making serious cash, funnily enough, they all started to want to distance themselves from a copyright thing, which again, smart move, but if you remember back when Minecraft's original Battle Royale was called the Hunger Games, not Survival Games, or now we even have Battle Royale inside Minecraft based on, the Fortnite or the PUBGs of the world, it's fascinating that Minecraft innovated not only all these different sandbox elements, but they innovated the first Battle Royale. You gotta give them some points for that, and you should also get some points if you remember that Battle Royale. Also, if you call resource packs texture packs, even though it's been 6 years now since they were renamed resource packs, because you can add sounds, you can add other various things with the same texture pack. The textures are just the game textures. A resource pack contains all of that and more. The overarching term is resource pack, but because of all those years where it was mostly known as texture packs, people still call them texture packs even after all of these. And I find that funny personally, because I do the same. I make the same mistake, and maybe you do too. It's funny, this mistake is one that you wouldn't make if you just started playing Minecraft today and you didn't speak to anyone else. The game always calls it a resource pack, but that doesn't mean that we necessarily do. And speaking of differences between how the game sees itself and how we see the game, Minecon is something that if you have been playing Minecraft, since before 2016 at the very least, you think of Minecon as being this physical event. No, Minecon these days is a live show they do once a year. They make announcements, it's got some fun to it, but it's an hour and a half to 2 hour long event versus the weekend long physical gathering in person. And one of the big things that people miss is the Minecon cape. That's right, there is a cape that you can only get if you attended a physical Minecon, and less than 10,000 of each cape were given out, which means that only 1 in 30,000 Java players have each individual cape. There's probably overlap between who owns each cape, etc., but it means that only 1 in 176,000 Minecraft players in general, across all the different platforms, have a Minecraft cape. That's right, there is an item that is so rare because they don't do these events anymore, and because you had to go to a physical event, spend some money, again, attend a physical convention of Minecraft players, which fewer than 10,000 people did for every year besides the last one. Doing all of that and, bringing that all together makes these things incredibly rare. And it's funny, if you look it up on eBay, I'll do that right now actually. Let's look up Minecraft cape. Oh look, there's a listing for Minecraft 2015 cape Minecraft account. That's the one in London. I have that cape too. This is worth £3,500, or at least someone's trying to sell it for that amount. I doubt they'll sell for that amount, but they do sell for hundreds of dollars regularly because people want these capes. People want the super rare feeling of knowing you have something that cannot be sold, cannot be transferred, can only exist because you went to an event or you spent some money on it. And there's a lot of people in the world, a lot of Minecraft players, some of which have a lot of money, and dropping 1,000 or 3,000 on a cape, that's just a fun purchase to some small number of people. Also, just as a little side note, it says delivery estimate between 18th of June and 19th of June. As of recording, that's like 5 days in the future. Why do they have to post this to me, and why is it going to take 5 days to get here? I'm just saying, that's a little suspicious. The guy's 100% feedback though, so he must be pretty legit. So yeah, basically, you can buy Minecraft capes, fun fact, and they're very expensive. And the funny twist in that is if you have a Minecraft cape, you're probably an OG, right? But the funny thing is, if you've been playing Minecraft long enough, then your game is worth more, but it costs less, because if you played Minecraft back in alpha, it was $10, and if you played Minecraft back in beta, it was $15. Funnily enough, my friend, I've told the story of how I started playing Minecraft many times, but a friend just told me I've got to get into it. I said, no, everything looks ridiculous. Have you seen the cows? Everything's absurd in Minecraft, right? I said I wouldn't get into it, and he's like, oh, you're going to regret that. that because it's only $15 in beta, you get a discount. And I was like, well, you know, $15 is more expensive than 0. I did later buy the game, but I bought it a little bit after the full release. I lost out on $5 because I didn't listen to my friend. And yeah, everyone who has those OG Minecraft accounts that are worth way more, they paid less for them as well, which is, I think, is a beautiful twist in the world. Also, a beautiful twist, in my opinion, is if you've killed the Ender Dragon in Minecraft, you know, it's a hard boss, it's a tricky thing to do when you first do it. You get this cool end screen. Everyone loves the Ender Dragon fight, but if you've killed the Ender Dragon so many times, like I had on console edition, it just becomes like a chore. Like, oh yeah, spend 5 minutes, get that whole thing done. I think, you know, it's fun playing a brand new version, because going back to the old Java Ender Dragon or playing the Bedrock Ender Dragon, sometimes I make mistakes and sometimes I do genuinely just die. It's crazy and it's fun, but for the most part, if I play console edition and even these days on Bedrock, defeating the Ender Dragon is just a chore. The hardest boss in Minecraft, or what was originally intended to be the final boss, is just a chore that has to be gone through to go back to the overworld, and that is how you know you've played Minecraft too many times through. Also, if you think of horses as a new mob, then you're probably, you know, a bit of a Minecraft veteran, because here's the deal, right? Horses came out in 2013. They were probably the last good non-hostile mob that were actually useful in the game to be added, in my opinion. I mean, there are like polar bears. Oh yeah, I love polar bears. Parrots too, I use them all the time. But no, horses are literally, you know, they're useful all the time. They're one of the most requested features, but people still think of them as new. But because they came out in 2013, that means that there is actually more distance between now and horses than between horses and the invention of the game by a significant number of months. Horses are a very old feature, and if you think of them as new, then, you know, you've probably been playing Minecraft a bit too long, you know? Rather than making this a good thing, you know, you're a Minecraft veteran. Veterans aren't a good, actually wait, I don't think you're allowed to say veterans aren't a good thing, and especially not on the internet. But you know, let's move into the next thing that would make you someone who has played the game a very long time. Because if you remember these caves from 2011, oh, aren't they so archaic? Look how old these caves look. I mean, it's just stone and it's such an old formation. Like, this was such an old feature of Minecraft. This is from 2011 and, oh, wait a minute, damn it. They look exactly the same because we haven't had a major cave update in 8 years. We still have the same cave designs we had when the game came out in 2011. The game has made hundreds of millions, I have to imagine it's actually billions since, right? So the game has made billions of dollars since then, and we haven't had a cave update. That is a sign right there. If you've put billions into something, and let's say after tax, it's only hundreds of millions again, hundreds of millions, you know, after costs, etc., like hundreds of millions have gone into this game, and we don't have a cave update, this is a sign that you're a Minecraft veteran. If you remember that caves used to be like this, and they still are. That's the crazy thing. That's the weirdest bit. But yeah, you're a Minecraft veteran if you remember caves. If you've been playing Minecraft today, you know what it would be like to play Minecraft 8 years ago when it comes to caves at the very least. Hashtag make Minecraft 1.15 the cave update. Update caves, goddammit. bit.ly/cave update. We need you to make this cave update happen. And this whole video, you might think it was here to make you feel good about playing Minecraft for years. No, it's to spread awareness about the cave update, which, like I said, needs to be a thing that happens with Minecraft 1.15. So I hope you did all enjoy this video. I hope it gave you some nostalgia, made you remember some things, or maybe you didn't know any of these things before now, but you're interested in hearing about the history of the game. Whatever you get from these videos, even if you watch them before you fall asleep and you feel a little bad afterwards, you know, that's a thing you can do as long as you watch all the way to the end, because hashtag get that watch time up. And also, at the end of the video, there's an ad, and that probably gives me money in some way. So, you know, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. If you liked the video, you can hit the thumbs up. I believe that's a good thing on YouTube these days. You can leave a comment if you want other people to agree with your OG things that I missed until then, and you can be like, wow, Toycat hasn't even been playing Minecraft since when it was called Cave Game, or Minecraft Order of the Stone, or even prior to that, Ruby Dung, right? You know, wow, crazy how Toycat doesn't know of those things. You can feel elitist in the comments, or you can just hit the bell right now, and you can see more of these videos in the future. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.